Welcome. I'm about to show you how to solve a Rubik's Cube the simplest way I know how. And I'm going to break it down into 3 phases and steps to make it as simple as possible for you. And I will give you algorithms that will help you solve this cube. You can also pause the video at any time that you would like and try it on your own. You may also download a copy of the algorithms to help you when you practice on your own. I encourage you to memorize the algorithms because that will make it easy for you to solve as you go forward. So, basic overview, there's going to be 3 steps that you're going to, or 3 phases that you're going to use. First phase is we're going to solve the top row. In this case, I'm going to just make it the white row is the top row. So you can see there I've got the white Rubik's Cube. Then I'm going to solve the second row, or the middle row. Okay? And then finally we will solve the bottom row. To solve the top row, what I'm going to do is actually flip the entire thing upside down, and I'm going to make a daisy. So it's got a yellow center, and then I'm going to have white pieces on these 4 middle sections. So the way you do that, I'm going to let you go ahead and solve it on your own, and you can watch me if you'd like to see how I do it, but this is the part where you can solve it on your own and make a puzzle out of it. Okay? So I'm going to do this until I get the daisy the way I want it. Okay? So there you go. I've made the daisy. Now the next step is to align the colors with the centers. Okay? So this one happens to be aligned, and what I want is this blue piece to match this blue piece. Okay? Once I've done that, I rotate the entire section 2 times so that it's now aligned with the white. So now I'm going to make a white cross. And so, for instance, if I look over here, I've got a red piece and a green piece. So I will rotate this top part until I get to the red. Once I get to the red, I rotate it 2 times like I did before. Okay, so now I've got green and blue. And you don't have to worry about this. This will not mess anything up as long as you follow. Oh look, I happen to have orange lined up. So I'm going to go ahead and spin that around. And then finally, I line up my green and I spin that around. So you should end up with this white cross. Ignore any white pieces that are elsewhere. All I worry about is this white cross and to make sure that they line up with the centers. Okay? So from here on out, the top will be referred to as this white section. Okay? This will be the middle, this will be the bottom. The next step to solve this top row is for me to place the white corners, right? And then it'll be solved. The thing is, I have to place them, I can just place any white corner. I have to place the correct white corner. And the first step is to get the white pieces down in these bottom corners. That makes it really easy. So right here, I happen to have one, so I'm going to start with that. What I do is I rotate this bottom section until the red lines up with the red center. So I found a red center and I line it up. Now I'm going to face this white piece toward me. Now here's where the algorithm works, and you're going to look at it on your page. I'm putting it up now. So if it's in the lower right corner, like I'm showing you, we're going to do bottom left. Okay, you always go away. So bottom left, and then right. When I say right, I'm referring to a column. So right down. Okay. Then I move the bottom right, and then I move the right up. And now I've placed the corner. And I'm going to do it a few more times so you can see how it's done. So I'm going to align this red with red. I now have facing me, I've got this bottom piece. Now this time it's on the bottom left, so I'm going to do things to the right. So bottom right, left down, bottom left, left up. And I keep doing this until it is completely solved. So I'm rotating this orange, and I go bottom right, left down, bottom left, left up. And then I do one last one. Now in this case, I don't have any that are on the bottom. It's actually down here. So what I have to do is I have to move this Rubik's Cube in such a way that I place this in one of the bottom sections. So in this case, if you watch what I do, I turn it like, I get it right underneath the spot I want it to be, and I turn it so that it's now in a bottom piece, and then I can rotate it away and then move my piece back, and now it is over here. So I move this over to blue so that it's aligned with blue, and I go bottom away, in this case to the right, left down, bottom left, left up, and I've now solved my top row. Go ahead and pause it and try and solve your top row. Now placing the middle row, we want to solve this middle row, and the first thing we want to do is we want to find the pieces that belong in these corners. That's the only parts we have to solve anymore. Actually, I happen to have one already in there, which makes it a little bit easier. So what I do is I look at this bottom section and I look for ones without yellow. Here's a red and a blue. So red and blue, and what I do is I rotate this red. Again, white is always on the top. So I rotate this until the red aligns with my red side. And then I look at which direction I'm going. So I'm going from, so I need a red and a blue piece. Well, that would be here. There's red that should be here, and there's blue that should be here, right? So red and blue. So I'm going over this way. If I were to go this direction, I would be replacing my red and green piece with a red and blue piece. So similar to the previous algorithm, you're actually going to do a similar motion. If you're going to the right, like we are, you would rotate your bottom to the left, bottom row to the left, right down, bottom right, right up. This is the same motion that you were just doing to place the white corners. Well, now we've got a corner that's out of whack. So what we do is, without rotating anything else, I just turn this so that the white is facing me again, and I do the algorithm that we would normally do to place a corner. Okay, so bottom away, left down, bottom back, left up. Now I've placed the corner, and I've placed the middle piece. Okay, so I look for another one. On my bottom row, I'm looking for one without yellow. And here we go, orange and blue. So I'm going from here to here, right? Because here's where the blue is. So I'm going from orange and blue to orange and blue. In this case, I'm going to the left. So bottom goes away, but in this case to the right. Then I go left down, bottom left, left up. And now I need to just place this corner just like we did before. So bottom goes away, right? Always goes the opposite direction of where you want to place it. So bottom right, bottom left, right down, bottom right, right up. And now I've placed my white corner and this other corner. So I just have one more left to do, which I'm going to look for, which is right here. Now, sometimes you have to remove a piece in order to get the right thing in there. And if you happen to have like no more, they're all yellow here, and you still have one piece that's out of whack, what you can do is just do the same motion that you would normally do with any yellow piece. That's fine with the one that you need to move out of there, and then you can put it back into the right location. So let's solve this last one, orange and green. So I'm going orange and green over to here. So I go, because I'm going to the right, I go bottom left, right down, bottom right, right up. Okay, I'm moving quicker now. Away, bottom away to place this. So bottom right, left down, bottom left, left up, and now I've placed my last one. So now we're ready to move on to section 3. I would say pause this, get familiar with doing the first 2 rows before you move on to the third one. Okay, now we're ready for the bottom, which is probably the most difficult, and it has the most algorithms to memorize. Okay, so for this bottom row, we're going to actually flip the whole thing upside down so that now the yellow is on the top. Okay, so when I refer to a face, I'm talking about this. So if something's facing you or if I say to rotate the face, I'm talking about the one that's pointed at you, and then this will be the top, okay? So first step is I need to make a yellow cross, okay? That's the first step. Now, obviously don't have that. So there are three options. You can have just like a plain yellow up here, in which case you would do this algorithm anywhere. Or you will have two other options. In this case, I have this sort of hook to the right. So it goes up and over. If you have that, you're going to make that do this direction. So it's going to be pointing to the right and toward you, like this. And I'm going to take my face and I'm going to rotate it clockwise once. Then the right is going to go up. The top is going to go left. The right is going to go back down. The top is going to go to the right. And then I'm going to rotate the face back to where it was. So now I've realigned everything. And I've created a yellow line across the middle. So what I do is I make the yellow line go side to side, not toward me. Side to side, and I repeat the process. So I'm rotating the face clockwise once. Okay, then the right goes up, top goes left, right goes down, top goes right, and then the face rotates counterclockwise back into place. Now I have a yellow cross. The next step is to align all of the colors. So we want these to all match. Okay, so right now none of mine are matching. So what I'll do is I'll rotate it until two of them are matching. So I've got a green. So right now only green is matching. So I keep rotating. Let's try a different combination. Let's see here. Let's try red. So red and blue are now matching. And you'll likely have them where they'll be next to each other. Sometimes they're across from each other. Okay? If they're next to each other, what you'll do is you'll have the ones that aren't aligned will face you and to the right. Okay? If they're opposite of each other, you will have them facing to the left and the right. And you're going to do this next algorithm. Okay? If they're just, if it's facing you and to the right, you only have to do this algorithm once. If they're facing the other way, you'll probably have to do it twice. So this is a hard one to memorize, okay? And what I'll do is I'll pause it for you to see what it is. Again, I encourage you to download this so that you can practice on your own. So what I'll do next is this algorithm right here to align the yellow cross. So it's right up, top, right, right. That's why there's two arrows. Okay? Then right down, top right, right up, top right, right down. It's a very complicated algorithm. Now, none of them are in place, but I just need to turn the top row just like that once, and now all of them are aligned. Okay? If they aren't aligned, repeat the process until it all is aligned. Now I've got my yellow cross and everything is aligned. Once I have my cross aligned, what I'm going to do is place the yellow corners. And I'm not worried about the corners, the yellow pieces being facing upward. What I'm worried about is that each color matches. Okay? So for instance, if I look here, I've got blue and orange. Well, the orange is right, but it should be green, because I want yellow, orange, and green on this piece. Okay? So what I'll do is I'll look for a piece that is correct. This one's not correct. This one's not correct. And then if I get to this one, I've got red and green. So this one is correct. Okay? If you don't have any that are correct, you can just do this algorithm once, and then you should have one that is correct. But basically, I'm going to place this so that where it's facing me, it's going to be in the upper right corner. Okay? Once it's in the upper right corner, okay, with this always being on top and this facing me, I'm going to do the following algorithm, and then I'll keep repeating this until it's all aligned, but I will go left up, then I move the top to the left, I do right up, then top right, left down, top left, right down. Then I spin the whole thing so that these are back into alignment. Now I check to see how we're doing. Okay, so I've got green and red. I've got orange and blue, so this is not correct still. So I'm going to do it one more time. Same spot, same way. Left up, top left, right up, top right, left down, top left, right down. Rotate back into place. Okay, so now I've got my red and green, I've got my blue and red, I've got my orange and blue, and I've got my green and orange. So now we're all in alignment. And then the last step is to do the final solve. Okay, to do the final solve, there are two algorithms that we'll do right in a row and not rotate the cube at all in between them, okay, because otherwise it'll mess it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm looking for two yellows, and I want them to, if they're facing, you know, sideways, I want these two yellows to face to my right. Okay, I happen to have two already like this, but for the sake of making this a little bit more difficult, I'm going to do something really quick to mess it up. Okay, so now we're in alignment, but I've got all sorts of things going on now. I've got a yellow facing, a couple facing this direction, a couple facing this way. So what I want to do is I want to find ones that are facing to the side, okay, or that are facing opposite of each other on a column. So it could be to my right or on my left. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to perform the following algorithm. So first thing, if you've got this case where it's pointing to the right, you make sure they're pointing to the right, and then you do this algorithm. This is a long one. Here we go. Actually, you memorized this already to place the yellow cross, or at least half of it. So we go right up, top to the right twice, 1, 2, right down, top to the right, right up, top to the right, right down. Now without moving anything, I'm going to do the same thing but on the left side, complete opposite. So I go left up, top left, 1, 2, left down, top left, left up, top left, left down. So now I've actually solved it, you see there? So now I have this where they're facing opposite each other. So what I do is I place this on the right hand side, like I did before, and I'm going to do that algorithm twice. So to do this again, it's right up, top right, twice, right down, top right, right up, top right, right down. Without moving anything, I go left up, left twice to the left, top to the left twice, 1, 2, left down, top left, left up, top left, left down. Okay, now I've got my two facing sideways, which is the final solve. So now I know, ooh, I'm almost done. So I repeat the whole algorithm again. Right up, top to the right twice, right down, top right, right up, top right, right down. Without moving anything, I go left up, top left twice, 1, 2, left down, top left, left up, top left, left down, and you've solved it. Like I said, download this algorithms and use them. My suggestion to you is start with just solving the top row. Solve the top row and do it over and over and over again until you're really comfortable with it. Then move on to the middle section. Do it over and over again until you're comfortable with it. Then move on to the bottom section. All right? I hope that's helpful for you and that you'll be able to solve it by the end of this video. Thanks.